This video goes over video editing services and how to keep control of outsourced video editing costs. The process that we use at Programming Labs is we do everything in-house first. We test, hone, we perfect, we find the most time-effective and cost-effective ways to do something before we share it with our viewers and clients. We actually hired two different video editors that did not work out, and we learned a lot of lessons that way. And then the third video editor we found, he worked out so well that we hired him permanently to the Programming Labs team. I'm going to go over the 5 best practices for interacting with a video editor and getting your videos perfect. These tips are from both myself, my Hard Knocks journey, as well as from Michael, the new guy with 30 years experience of video production, directing, and editing. Near the end of this video, I'm also going over a tip on how to greatly improve the quality of your YouTube channel for very little cost. Alright, I told Michael to add some special effects and some really cool features so that everybody has something to see, and maybe you'll get some ideas of features and special effects that you want to add in your YouTube video. Let's get started. Best practices for outsourcing video editing. Number 1, general advice. This one's directly from Michael. He says, always remember that what's most important is the story and the message of the video. The video editing should enhance that, not distract from it. Don't go too crazy with special effects. Instead, work closely with your video editor so they get to understand your style and your humor. And then, with every video you guys produce together, it will become a more smooth and fast process. Number 2, scripting and chapters. The YouTube best practices is to have chapters for your videos. This way people can see the video content and they can jump ahead to the parts that they're most interested in, and they can also jump back to a part that they want to see a second or third time. When you do a chapter header, you have a little animation that shows your logo or your tagline, and then can have the title of that chapter header. It makes it look very slick and professional. Plus, something else that we found is it also makes the transitions much easier. So you can film each chapter separately, and then by putting in these animated chapter headers, it covers the transition between one film and another, and that makes the whole process much easier when you're downloading and uploading smaller files, and then when you're splicing them together. Number 3, this one's also from Michael. He says a 3-second pause helps dramatically. Have every little video that you are filming start with a 3-second pause and end with a 3-second pause. Have all of them start and end in the same position. That way, if you have to splice them together, it's a very minimal transition change. Instead of having one video start here and the next video start here, have them all start in the same position of both body and headshot. 3-second pause, beginning and end of every video. Number 4, file naming. Of course, every time you upload a video for your video editor to work on, it should go in a separate folder. Most of the time you're going to have multiple small videos, maybe by chapter or whatever. So have the file naming be blatantly obvious. Last one, change requests. This one's really the most important. Okay, when you first get your video, you're often so excited, you start watching the video from the video editor, and you see a couple of minor things that you want changed. And your impulse is, I'm going to write a quick email and just say, hey, can you change these 2 items? Don't. Instead, start a list, right? Start the email, but don't send it, and list off every change you want. It is so much more effective time-wise for the video editor if they receive a single list instead of 3 or 4 emails with little tiny change requests. Remember, the more change requests and iterations, the more time it takes. It takes considerable time to render a file, and then more time to upload a large file. It is way more time efficient if the video editor has a single list and can do everything at a single sitting. Recommended collaboration software. For the first 1 or 2 videos, you may want to use some software to help you collaborate with your video editor. This can save a lot of time when you're trying to design the intro, the outro, and the chapter headers. Instead of sending emails back and forth with screenshots, use some collaboration software. There is frame.io and whipster.io, which allow free use of their software for up to 2 users. And then if you want more of their powerful features, of course they have paid versions. You can also use something like GoToMeeting, which allows you to see each other's screens for another simple way to collaborate on the first couple of videos. Why hire a YouTube editor? The YouTube community used to be a bunch of low-quality amateurs uploading funny little videos. Not anymore. Now YouTube is a real business, and the successful channels have studio-quality videos. That means your videos need to have B-roll, sound effects, and professional quality editing. I used to do my own editing. I was using Filmora by Wondershare, and I discovered 4 things. Number 1. Video editing takes a lot of time, especially if you're not a professional. It can take more time than writing the script and doing the initial filming. Number 2, some software packages are not that hard. There's not that much of a learning curve. Filmora was pretty easy to learn. Number 3, I didn't enjoy video editing. I love programming, I love database. I even enjoy doing these films, but the video editing to me was tedious. I just didn't have the creative aspect to it. I didn't enjoy it. So it was not only very time consuming, but it wasn't something that I was passionate about. Number 4, hiring a professional video editor who's passionate about their art and good at what they do was not nearly as expensive as I thought it would be. I think of video editing as a one-time investment. It's kind of the do it right the first time mentality. You're making a video that hopefully will be viewed for years and years and years. So make it look good. And that is why you should hire a video editor. Common problems with video editors. There are 3 common problems. Number 1 is slowness. You gotta find a video editor that can keep up with your schedule. YouTube, you know you want to have your schedule very particular as to when you are publishing your videos, and if your video editor is slowing you down, that's a major problem. Number 2, cost. Hopefully this video will help you with maintaining or controlling your costs so they're not too excessive. It's partly on you. You need to know how to work effectively with the video editor, but it's also partly on them. So find a video editor that has reasonable costs and can work effectively with their own tools. Number 3, quality. This is actually the hardest one in many ways because being a good video editor requires 2 types of skills, both creative artistic skills and technology skills. And a lot of people, they have one or the other. You need to find somebody who is good with the technology of using these advanced tools, not the low-end tools, as well as you need to find somebody who has the creative aspect so they know where to put special effects. They know when to put in some B-roll. They have a good resource of B-roll. They can do all those creative aspects that maybe you're not so good at. I know I'm not good with the creative aspects of when to do the special effects or the sound effects or the B-roll. So find somebody who has the passion for the creativity as well and works well with your style and humor. While you're vetting your video editor, find the one that works well with you to fulfill your particular needs. Recommended solutions. Every YouTube channel needs 3 things: an intro, an outro, and we think chapter headers. If you have a professionally done intro, it allows your YouTube channel to look much more cohesive, consistent, and it builds your brand. Same with the outro. If you have a good outro, it allows you to show your tagline one more time and maybe give your viewers one last reminder to like and subscribe. And for the chapter headers, we think that makes it just look so much more professional and sort of gives you a one-up on the other YouTube channels. Now, if you're on a very tight budget, our recommendation is hire some professional editor to make you just those three things: an intro, an outro, and a chapter header template. And what you want from the template is something like your logo spinning around or your tagline zooming across the page and then leaving a big open space where you can then type in the chapter title as needed. That way you can continue to do your own video editing, but you have a consistent intro, outro, and chapter headers, which will just up your game so much. It will make all your videos look so much better. If you have a little more budget, then go the whole route and get a video editor that does it all. When we hired Michael, we were very thrilled because he had 30 years of experience of video production and editing. His use of Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects gives television quality videos, and he's very fast and efficient at it. To give you a little background, Michael just came back to New Zealand from Singapore. Now he's working for Programming Labs, and frankly, we only have him doing 2 or 3 videos per week, and he's so fast, he's got tons of extra time, so we thought we would offer his services to the world. If you need an intro, outro, and a chapter header, we'll be happy to have Michael do those for you. And if you have a little more budget, he can do the B-roll and the full video edit services. It's not nearly as expensive as you would think. In summary, I hope some of these tips will help you save a lot of money when dealing with video editors, whoever those may be. If so, hit like and subscribe. Down in the description below, there's a link that will show you our launch page that we use to post our videos to several different social media platforms, plus a PDF with 9 tips on how to influence the YouTube algorithm to get you more views on brand new videos that you're publishing. These were things that we didn't really feel comfortable with putting into a YouTube video, but we're fine with putting into a PDF. Whether you use Programming Labs or somebody else to do your intro, outro, and chapter headers, we highly recommend you at least have some professional build those for you. And if you're like me, you want to spend more time growing your business and writing your own content and less time doing video editing. Well, that's it for now. Have a great day. Subscribe for more on the business of programming.